Alright, so today I'm going to be working on both upper and lower ball joints, as well as the steering damper. I am experiencing a lot of slop on my steering wheel, so I'm really hoping these will make it at least a little bit better. These ball joints are the OCAP brand, which I hear is a pretty reputable brand. I'm not too sure what brand this one is, but it just says made in China. The part numbers between driver and passenger side are pretty much the same thing. The only difference is upper and lower. So the upper is 311-405-361 and the lower is 311-405-371, and then the steering damper here is 311-425-021. So first thing is to lift up the front end, remove the front wheels, and see what we got. Okay, I've gotten the wheel out. I took this bolt off, and this one I just loosened it. The first time I did this, I was using one of these puller things, and it seemed to work alright, but I saw somebody on the internet use these. These are called McPherson strut spring compressors. On the top here and under here, there's this ridge where this and this can kind of line up to. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try. Yeah, that was sketch. Basically, as soon as this ball joint came loose from this knuckle, this arm shot straight up, and that's why this compressor just fell to the ground. And it's exactly why I left this bolt here. Otherwise, this thing would have fallen a lot harder. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that to the other side. Maybe I'll just use what I did with this puller. Now I can actually start removing the ball joints themselves. I just have to remove this. This should come out, and then I should be able to do this one, and that should come out. And it's weird because I thought these were going to be pressed in, but they actually aren't. They're just sitting in there, and they just bolt right in place. And the reason why I wanted to replace this is because the rubbers were starting to get really dry and kind of oily. Right here you can actually see it splitting open, and that's not very tight at all. These weren't even torqued down as tight as I thought they were gonna be. All it took was just a little bit of force and it came right out. And I thought these were gonna be seized onto this arm as well, but they pretty much just fell out as soon as I loosened these. So let's take a look at what these look like. Pretty rusty. So that's gonna be the upper, and that is gonna be replaced by this. These new ones didn't come with a new nut in the washer, so I guess I'm gonna have to use the original ones. Slap that back on. Whoa! Maybe you don't drop it, but it goes in right there. This actually, it has a flat side on this side and on this side, so when you put it in, you have to make sure it goes in there straight. And also on the bottom here there's a notch, and if I remember correctly, I think they're supposed to point forward. This one's really nasty. Yeah, this definitely is not a good ball joint. I think oh yeah, it's still here. There's this metal wire here, and it's supposed to, look how loose that is. Wow. Yeah, that's not good. So that is getting tossed, and it's gonna be replaced by this guy here. You know what? It probably would be a good idea to put some anti-seize all along the surface here and here. So I'm gonna go grab my anti-seize, remove these, put it all along the surface there, and then put it right back in. Permatex aluminum anti-seize lubricant. And there we go. Now all that's left to do is tighten these two down and shove them back into this knuckle here, and we're good to go. Okay, I've finally gotten that seated. I don't recommend you guys doing that, but that's just the route that I took. So now I can put this guy in. Okay, passenger side ball joints are done. Now moving on to the driver's side. Fortunately for me, when I loosened these two bolts here, this one just kind of fell off. So I don't have to worry about using that compressor or the puller down here. This one though, look at how bad that ball joint is. It's completely torn. And this one here, it's so loose, like it's not even doing anything really. I finally got this ball joint removed from this top arm here. Look at how crusty this is. It's really bad. So that definitely needs replacing. I also got the bottom joint removed. This one doesn't seem too bad, but yeah, the slop on it is just terrible. Okay, we finally got the driver's side all buttoned up with the upper and the lower ball joint there. Everything's all tightened and ready to go. So the first thing I want to make sure I do is clamp down that fuel line. Next thing I did was pull that hose off that fuel line right there. Now we're ready to go up to the top and remove the 4 bolts holding the gas tank down. I did have to crawl underneath so that I can remove this nut from this arm here. So now that's loose. And this one here was pretty simple. Oh. Okay, steering damper is in. The rest of the video, I think I'm just gonna start to reinstall all the lights, put them back together, the lenses here and the rings that go around the headlights. Alright, I got everything up front put away. The last thing I really need to do is install this onto the hood. But I need to get those retaining rings that go in the back here, so that it clips through those holes there so it doesn't fall off. So I'll do that on my next trip to the hardware store. Alright, now that I have everything all installed, let's check to see how the steering wheel looks. Right off the bat, I can definitely feel a difference. I think the remaining slop on there is just coming from the steering box. But for now, I'm pretty satisfied with the replacement of the ball joints and the steering damper. Next upgrade would be the tie rod ends, but that's not going to be for a while. Stay tuned.